unmute. And then let's see, Jamie Donta. I think you have to unmute yourself. Okay. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Savannah can hear me. All right. And you can hear me, Jamie? Okay, now I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
my kids are making a lot of noise.
That's
So,
right. I'm eating my salad. How is everyone?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. You know, considering we're in the midst of a national emergency, a worldwide emergency, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like I'm doing really good work. So,
yeah.
so, and I'm just trying to stay calm and not worry about things too much.
I just bought a new Kindle.
Oh, good.
reader. Yeah. So I just had an old one and it was really, it didn't have a light and stuff. You had to
Mhm.
light it from the outside. So
Yeah,
I'm excited about that. I'll be able to get library materials. And,
yeah, 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 yeah. CW Mars. So CW Mars is it's governed by a users council. So so each library has a member of users council. So in in the small libraries like ours, it's the director. And in the bigger libraries, it might be the assistant director or the CW Mars coordinator. And users council makes the decisions. There's a staff, but the decision making is done by users council. And so there are meetings, in-person meetings every other month. And usually what I do is I look at the things that are on the agenda and I have somebody else vote for me so that I don't go to the meeting and they have my proxy vote if I know that they're voting the way I would vote. But anyway, we've had a couple of emergency votes online where they just say, here's the question and you just email in your vote. So we voted to put more money into overdrive so that there will be more items available. So that's really, and then that stuff is slowly being added. So there were about 80 magazines and they're going to get up to about 120 magazines.
Wow.
And then they're adding more books. So that's really good. And just because we've been seeing, so I looked at our statistics for the first week of April for overdrive, just to get an idea of has circulation gone up, has use gone up. And I think for the same time period last year, it was 76 circulations and it was about 94. Of course, all these notes are at the library. So they've gone up a decent percentage, but not, but it's not doubled, or it's maybe about 15%. But it might get more use as time goes on and we are all staying home. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm looking forward to Acorn. I love Acorn.
Oh, good. Good. Have you tried it yet?
No, I haven't yet. It's hard to get Brendan off the television.
Yeah.
Although now he's going to have distance learning, so there'll be some part of the day when he's doing school.
Yeah. Good. And so Acorn, people aren't really, it doesn't really work on televisions unless you have a really new smart TV.
Or a
But-
Roku. I mean, I have a Roku.
Yeah, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you'll
Oh.
just have to see.
Well,
the-
we can watch it on a computer too. It's not.
Yeah, it's the technology changes so much that, you know, with Roku and the different smart TVs that RB Digital, which is the recorded books who we get Acorn through, they can't keep up with it. But the computer, a tablet, it'll work on those things for sure. And then some people's TVs it works on. Hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad. Woohoo, he's upside down.
I'm going to see if Michelle has emailed me because so we're missing. Kate emailed
Michelle.
and said she was coming late. And then Michelle Regan Ladd, I know was having trouble. She was having trouble getting into a different meeting last week to the strength training class. But I don't have an email from her. So so far there's not a quorum. So Brad, you have to unmute yourself. Can you hear me?
How's that?
Oh, good. Yep, there you are. Have you done this for any other things, Savannah? Have you had other Zoom meetings?
Oh, yeah. I have a library, I'm not library, Leverett chorus rehearsals,
Uh-huh.
tenor sectionals. That works quite well. And
Mhm.
I do exercise class Monday and Wednesday.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a chorus that's meeting by Zoom.
Yep.
That's great. My little nonprofit in New Salem has a chorus, and I tried to talk them into doing this, but they wouldn't.
It works pretty well, actually. I mean, we can't hear each other, but you can hear the director, and she's got her piano and she sings the part, and you just sing it at home. Everybody sings it at home, and then afterwards, you can discuss if there are problem parts or whatever.
That's great.
Right now in my house, I've got Katie downstairs conducting a rehearsal for her journey home. What is it, Marianne? My brain's not functioning right now. It's a when you sing for people who are dying.
Hospice?
Hospice, right.
Yes.
So she directs a hospice choir. So she's conducting a rehearsal downstairs in one room, and Brendan's in another room making masks, and I'm having a library trustees meeting. So it's a very busy household.
Yeah. Something. So you all had this on your calendar. I think it's possible that people just forgot. Do you think? Okay. Rachel has been working at Bueno Isano in Northampton. She's worked there for a couple of years now, and she gets home between 9 and 10 4 nights a week, and then she has Zoom meetings with her friends from college. So
So are they doing takeout now at
yes,
Bueno Isano?
yeah, they do. They're doing it in Amherst too. So they they make the food. You have to order it either on the telephone or using their app. And then, they make the food and they put it in the vestibule. So they've
Oh,
put
yeah.
tables in the vestibule. So nobody's allowed to actually go into the restaurants anymore.
Yeah.
And when employees get to work, they have to take their temperature. And if it's 99 or above, they have to go home. Okay. But they don't have as much business as they normally do.
Yeah.
They have 3 people on a shift instead of 6. But they're still, they're still plugging away. So,
Yeah. I'm really feeling like I need to order in for once a week just to support the local restaurants so they don't go out of business.
Yeah. Yeah, this is such an interesting time. And depending on how long it goes on, I don't know. I think a lot of small businesses are just sort of making it month to month, and
Yeah.
this is hard for them. So,
I'm on my my iPad, but before that I tried to log in with the web address that you gave us, and it never opened anything. I wonder if other people are also having
yeah,
that trouble.
I just sent both Michelle's an email. And so I told you to go to the Town of Shutesbury website, right? And then go to meetings and click on the link there, or did I actually send you the link?
You sent a link and it worked for me.
Okay. I don't even remember what I did.
I tried what you sent, Brad, but I couldn't make it work.
Yeah, I couldn't make what I said. I couldn't make Marianne's link work either. But I'm on the app on the tablet, so that's fine. I mean, it may be that they will only let you do it if you download the app
Uh-huh.
onto the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be true. That might
I
be
mean, they
true.
don't tell you that it won't work,
Right.
but they keep pushing the app.
Mm-hmm. Well,
What did you say about Kate, Marianne?
Kate said that she's running late because she's on a meeting with another board.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, and I don't see an email from either of the Michelles. So what have people been doing with their time?
Homeschooling.
Uh,
I'm just kidding. I'm not doing it at all. I'm still working full time, just from home with 2 children home.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
And-
working full time.
Yeah. I can't imagine having very small children who, like the preschoolers or the kindergartners who really need
Yeah.
a lot of attention and care. Like at least your kids, Jamie, are big enough to get themselves dressed and pour
Right.
themselves cereal.
Yeah. I
yeah.
tell them to open up the webpage that their teacher sent them and take, do
Yeah.
half an hour of writing or whatever, and then I check on them.
Yeah.
I don't really do much.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. One of my coworkers is home with her 8-month-old.
Oh,
I would just take vacation. I don't know. I can't imagine. I guess you can't take 3 months of vacation. So
We just rediscovered a nature preserve not far from our house down Sand Hill Road, the Harold and Gage Nature Preserve.
uh-huh.
We'd been there a long time ago, and actually from our yard we could get there, except that it's wetlands between us and there. There's a very nice nature preserve. Lots of hiking trails. We sort of eventually leave the nature preserve and head off into probably Coles, how do you say that?
Goals.
Coles,
Old.
to their lumber stands, timber.
Yeah.
Marianne, are there trails up off of Pelham Hill Road?
You know, there's one right across the street almost from my house. There's on some maps it's called Junket Road. So it's south from my house, but not
Mhm.
very far. Um, and that goes in and then goes in several directions. Um, and um, and it can be a nice place to walk. We just walked there. Not Saturday, we went in the woods there. And sometimes in the spring, it can have places that are kind of wet, that aren't passable, but we got pretty
Yeah.
far. But now after this storm, I think
Yeah.
it'll be pretty wet. So that's good. And then my favorite trail in Shutesbury to walk on is New Boston Road. Do you know about that?
No.
Okay. This is like one of my top 10 favorite places on the planet. Is right here in Shutesbury, Massachusetts. It's a discontinued town road. It was discontinued in the 1930s. There used to be, so if you go past the library and then down the hill towards 202,
Uh-huh.
um, at the crest of the hill, it turns from Leverett Road to Cooleyville Road. So Town Hall is 1 Cooleyville and the library is 10 Cooleyville. And so as you go down the hill, it's Cooleyville Road. And then partway down Cooleyville Road makes a left-hand turn.
Mhm.
And if you stay on the road headed towards 202, it becomes Prescott Road. So if you take that left-hand turn onto Cooleyville Road, which is a dirt road, and follow it to the bottom of the hill, you'll come to an intersection, and New Boston Road is on the left. And you can drive in there and there's space for maybe 3 cars to park. And then there's a nice 3.5-mile trail that used to be a road. That whole area used to be a little village called Macedonia, back before the influenza of 2018, actually. And then between the influenza and industrialization, the population, so people moved to town.
Yeah.
And the population changed, but there used to be a whole little village up there called Macedonia, and the next road up is Macedonia Road. And it doesn't look like a road; it looks like a trail in the woods. But it's a really nice place to go for a walk. There's streams and ponds along it, and signs of former civilization, and it's wide, so you can walk 2 and 3 people abreast, and it's fairly flat, and you can go in with a mountain bike. So when our kids were probably Jamie's kids' age and they wouldn't go for hikes, they would ride their bikes and we would walk. And every once in a while you might have to carry the bike over a tree that's down or something. And it's all it's MDC land, so which I don't think they call it MDC anymore, but it's Quabbin land. And back when I was growing up, Quabbin land was Metropolitan District Commission, MDC, but I don't think they're called that anymore.
No.
But
DC.
DCR, yeah. But there's a lot of names that have changed, and I still call them the old names. Bread and Circus, Hampshire Fitness Club.
Right.
So.
I think I went there a long time ago. There was a school field trip.
Yes. I would get April Cannon's class to go there. So when my kids were in April Cannon's class, we brought kids there for walks, and then she continued to do it. So it might have been, it's a nice place for a walk. And when they would do their salamander unit
Yeah.
in the spring, oh good, here's Kate.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah. When they would do the salamander unit, you could see the salamanders in ponds.
Mhm.
I hope everybody's being careful about ticks. I already removed 2 from my family this last couple of days.
Mhm.
They're out in force.
They are.
I'm sorry to be so late, y'all. I apologize. It turns out that when you run a preschool, even though you have a force majeure
Oops.
clause in your contract, some college professors still think they should get their money back.
So what happened?
Marianne just froze.
That's
Uh-oh, Marianne entered the ice age.
With a sarcastic look on her face.
Either
I
that
thought
or
it was
don't be
concern.
confused.
I forget what a quorum is.
Oh, Marianne's gone.
I mean, I assume Marianne will be back, but do we have a quorum with 4?
Yes, because there's 6 of us, so 2/3 is a quorum, right?
Probably anything over 50%.
We have a 2/3 quorum. So
Yeah. Okay.
Marianne doesn't vote anyway, right? So she wouldn't count.
Oh, here she comes.
She's
Well,
I didn't create an agenda for tonight's meeting. I'm sorry, Al. It's that thing. Oh,
I'm back.
how's everybody doing?
Good.
how about you?
I'm a little tired today, actually.
Are you zoomed out?
Yeah, and I'm also frankly a little boarded out today. It's been a really tough weekend for the other board that I serve on. So anyway, Miriam, what do you need us to get done tonight? Do you mind my throwing this right over to you and asking you?
You know what? I don't need anything. I don't need anything. So town meeting, so the 2 Michelles aren't here. I don't know why. But this is a town meeting, and town meetings are recorded, and they're automatically recorded and stored somewhere in the cloud. And I don't think we have to take minutes. If somebody, and I can write up some quick notes after the meeting, but I can't talk and take notes at the same time. Town meeting is now moved to the last Saturday in June. Town elections have also been moved to the last Saturday in June. I'm doing fine with the library. If you're hearing anything that you think would be useful, let me know. But I'm getting lots of good feedback. I have people using the different online resources and people reaching out for different things. And I feel like I'm doing really excellent work. And I don't usually say that, but I really think I'm doing an excellent job. And given the circumstances, and I'm also trying to take care of myself and my family. And so I worked really hard to not work on the weekend. In the minutes from last month, which we can wait and approve when the Michelles are here next time, if that's okay with you guys. It said, that Cynthia would be in, but Cynthia nobody's coming into the library but me. And that feels safer to me. I do have Cynthia come over about once a week and take processing home with her, and she doesn't have internet at home. Until today, she couldn't even access her email, even in like a library parking lot, because she couldn't get her laptop to work. But I figured out what the problem was. The mouse on her laptop wasn't working, and I had a mouse in the take to Staples and get rid of box at the library, so I gave her a mouse. So now she can at least check her email if she goes someplace where there's Wi-Fi. But she lives in Wendell, where people don't have internet. Thursday morning, I've been asked to attend. So the town has gotten a grant. There are these emergency response grants from the state, and all the towns are getting them. And then they have the different town leaders and stakeholders participate. So we're having a meeting on Thursday morning, and it might be that I end up with some official role, but library directors have been getting roles in response to the crisis. And actually, I have skills that that other people don't have time to develop. I feel like my sort of communication skills with the town are well developed, and things like that. So we'll see. And then maybe they won't ask anything of me. But I think we do all have to work together to get through this crisis. And I think that I'm connected to a community in a way that folks at Town Hall aren't. So it's helpful for me to have information about how the town's responding. But I think things are going as well as they could possibly go under these circumstances.
So Miriam, thank you for that. I had a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
No, that's fine.
So one was, we are continuing to pay everyone, right?
Yes. So let's see. The select board voted to continue to pay everyone. And Becky checked with somebody on the state government level. And so, the money is budgeted through this fiscal year. Libraries are starting to get new budget requests from their towns. Some towns are anticipating revenue drops. Our tax base is not a business tax base, so we may not see that kind of revenue drop. So, but this is all, nobody, none of us regular people, ordinary, hardworking Americans could have predicted any of this would be coming anytime soon. And so we're all figuring out how to respond to it. And the town is doing that too. But I haven't heard anything from the town about budget or from the finance committee or anything like that. So, and then right now they're planning town meeting June 27th, but we don't know yet if we're going to be able to have town meeting. We do have the capacity to have town meeting via Zoom. So that's a good thing. But whether or not that will be allowed, we don't know. So.
Thank you. And then the other question that I had was, you offered library by mail recently. Are people taking you up on that?
Yes. So I'm doing library by mail. I did, and I'm going to the post office twice a week. And I have to go to the post office to pick up mail anyway. And I wear a mask. I have a friend who made me a mask. And I wear gloves. But Tuesday last week, I brought 6 packages. And then on Thursday, I brought 3 packages. I have 4 packages ready to go out tomorrow. So that's been really nice. And then I did deliver to I did make 2 deliveries just to people who live really close to the library. It felt silly to mail them packages. And then I brought home books for a teacher, and she came to my house and picked them up. So that's all in the past week that has happened. And I've asked people to search the catalog and then let me know the items that they want. And some people have been able to do that, and then other people have needed help. But, you know, I have people who used to come into the library and they would want something to read, and I would spend time helping them choose things from the shelf. So now I'm just sending them. Today I sent somebody a page with 6 recommendations for one of the spouse and 6 recommendations for the other spouse, and then they chose things. And those will go out to them tomorrow. So, and, you know, I'm just trying to be accommodating. There's one young mother who had a book on the hold shelf, and I saw it there, and I sent her an email because I thought she would be too shy to ask. And she thanked me and said thank you for what I was doing to make this time less trying. So that's all I'm trying to do is, you know, be a little bright spot in people's lives while this situation is happening.
Yep.
Oops.
I can't hear you, Kate.
That's because I'm
There you
looking-
go. Okay.
Any other questions for Marianne?
I wondered about backing up. Should we approve the last minutes?
We certainly can. Does everyone have them to hand?
I read through them.
Yeah, same here.
I emailed them out just shortly before the meeting. I just thought it would be easy to resend them. You know what? I sent Michelle a couple of changes to those minutes. One was in the minutes it said that the trustees canceled spring spruce ups, but the trust.
Friends, right?
Right. The friends ultimately did cancel spring spruce ups, but the trustees expressed concerns about spring spruce ups, but the trustees don't govern the friends. So, so I sent her that change, and then I sent her another change. Let me think what it was. Oh, she posted that last month's meeting happened online, and I suggested that she add Marianne was at the library so that if people, what I didn't know at that time was these online meetings have to be recorded, and that meeting wasn't recorded. We did take minutes, but I was at the library, so, and we hadn't posted that the meeting was going to be online. The meeting was posted for the library, so anybody, had they come to the library for the meeting, could have participated by just watching along from my computer, and nobody did. So I thought that she could just add that I was at the library during the meeting. And
Where's this?
it's somewhere in the minutes. I don't have the minutes up in front of me
I
now.
do. I'm looking. I'm
Okay.
not seeing it.
Let me, and I don't think I downloaded them onto my,
Yeah, I'm looking at them. I'm just not seeing where it says that the meeting was online, but I'm gonna just add that.
okay.
And then I'll put a link up in the chat box.
Okay.
So Marianne, is
Yeah.
that, on my computer, it says recording up in the corner. Is that
Yes.
what this is being recorded?
Yes, all
Okay.
town meeting. Okay, so you know where it is, Kate? It's right on the first page. It says all attendees participated virtually because of COVID-19, right under attending.
I can't believe I just. That's how burnt I
So,
am.
yes, the town, so Susie Mosier sets up these town Zoom meetings.
Okay,
And she sets it up so that they're automatically recorded, and that is a state requirement.
Okay,
When they decided that meetings could happen online, they said they had to be recorded. So,
All right, give me just a second and I'll post these.
Okay.
All right, you know what? Maybe I'll just copy them into the chat.
okay.
See how that works. They're readable that way. Does everyone know? Everyone knows how to get to the chat, right?
No, is that in Zoom?
Down on the bottom.
yeah,
So down on the bottom of the screen, if you hover over it, some little pictures come up, and so there's a picture of two little people that says participants, and then next to that is a chat balloon. And if you click on that chat balloon, then a chat bar comes up on the on one side of your screen, the right side.
yeah, it's there.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have that on mine. Oh, there it is. I'm on a tablet, so everything's in
Okay.
a different place.
Yes.
But I did find it.
Okay, good. So Kate just put the minutes in there.
I'm doing it kind of paragraph by paragraph.
And so this way it becomes part of the record.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then there was just the bit you mentioned, the correction.
Which I made before I posted it.
Okay.
Okay.
So at the top, the first one, I don't know if you can see me highlight that, probably not, but all attendees participated virtually because of COVID-19. Marianne was at the library for the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
First
Yeah.
change, and then the other one was upcoming scheduled fundraisers. Do you see that?
Mhm.
Okay. So because of the complications of COVID-19, the Friends decided, not instead of we decided, the Friends decided to cancel the Spring Spruce Up fundraiser.
Okay.
We made
Okay.
and then the rest is just that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
Good.
So I move we accept these minutes, approve these minutes.
As amended.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, good. Did we approve Marianne's director's report, which I can also paste into the chat? If you would like me to do so.
sure.
All right.
I'm not sure, I'm never sure whether we should be approving the director's reports. But in particular, this one, because it's really an article for
Oh, yeah,
the newsletter.
yeah.
I mean, I sort of think that that's there for us to talk about, but it's not clear that we need to approve it. Marianne, do you have a feeling about that?
You usually do. And then there's always some confusion. So Michelle Cunningham has expressed confusion. She feels like she attaches the director's reports to the minutes, and then it gets approved as part of the minutes the next month. And
You could argue we just did that then.
you know, but now, you know, I don't really. I think you could just. I don't think you have to approve it because it doesn't have. It doesn't have anything that you would sort of vote on.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, we could just say we take note of the director's
Yes.
report. and
Yes.
that's
Mhm.
kind of the
Yeah.
end.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
I
Okay.
like everything you say in it. I like all the activities that are going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's important to note that there's a lot going on with the library being closed.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's a source of real pride for me, I have to say. And I also feel like the four most beautiful words in the English language right now are, I don't need anything. Thank you for saying it. To be so self-sufficient and just on your way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, for now I can do this. And it feels, I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to add much more. I know that I say that, and then the next thing you know, I have a new grant and a whole new line of programming, but I'm not, while it's easier in some ways to have a strength training class on Zoom, it's also, this is a hard time to, there are a lot of moving parts just to being a human right now. And so I have to be careful about, not being overbooked. And so I feel like I have a lot happening, and I'm able to respond to people and help them use the resources and manage glitches. With online resources, there are glitches that happen. So and so I feel like I have, a few different things happening, but I can't add a whole lot more. And I think that's okay. And I think the community really appreciates that. I've had a couple of people sort of making a strong request for kayaks. And kayaks are not, kayaks are very, very hard under the best of circumstances. So normally we've been getting the kayaks out for just before Mother's Day weekend. We're in a stay-at-home order from the governor until May 4th at this point. I would be surprised if that stay-at-home order isn't extended. But people really need to, the library has to be open for the kayaks to work. And I don't see a way to have that be different. And so, but for now I've been able to say it's not time for kayaks yet. And because people just think it would be great for those to be available to people, and that's true. But there's a whole lot of paperwork they have to sign. So, and I don't know how I would sanitize paddles and life vests. So
All that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't feel like I need you to tell me that I can say no,
Nope.
yeah.
You're
So
fully covered.
yeah. So
All right.
okay.
Do we need another meeting date?
Oh, Brad's so good at asking that question.
I know. So normally it would be the 18th of May. Is that right, Brad?
Mhm.
Marianne, do you think you're going to need us before then?
No. And if I do, I can email, but I don't think I'm going to need you before then. That's still many weeks before the potential town meeting.
Well, that's one thing that I do think we should talk about next time is whether there's implications for the town budget, even though we're not driven by business well-being. There's still certainly people in town who've lost jobs, or even if they've kept their jobs, they've lost income. I don't know what that impact on the budget is,
Right.
but I would like us to be really sensitive to it
Yeah.
in our requests. So let's think about that carefully together next time we meet.
What was
Right.
that date, Kate?
It was the 18th of May, Monday, the 18th of May,
Okay,
usual time,
okay.
new bat channel.
Works for me.
Yes.
Great. And Jamie,
I haven't been out of the house in weeks, so anytime works.
Right.
Jamie, is this going to be your last meeting with us? How many more do we have with you? Do we have to June?
I guess I stay on through town meeting, right? Because the new person won't be elected until town meeting.
I think, so yes, Jamie actually would stay on through the end of this fiscal year, and the new person would start July 1st normally. Town meetings, let's see, from the state last Friday or the Friday before. So state statute has always been that town meeting had to be done by June 30th, and now town meeting does not have to be done by June 30th. And if town meeting doesn't happen, then people stay in their elected positions, and the town operates on an extension of the previous year's budget. So, so the state is working really hard to make sure that towns can continue to operate. So, but you know, but maybe by the end of June, things will have settled down enough that we could have town meeting. But but I do think we have to be mindful of the possibility for revenue implications and budget implications.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Well, would we like to consider inviting Melanie to join us as a guest for any of our upcoming meetings?
That's a great idea.
We usually try to do that, right? If someone's on the ballot, we try to welcome them before so they know what the hell they've gotten themselves into. No, because we want a smoother transition. Should we do that?
Yes. Yeah.
That
I'll
sounds
send her
great.
an email. Yeah.
Will you? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm glad we get to hang on to you for a little bit longer, Jamie. I wasn't here last time where we discussed and acknowledged our great gratitude for your service, but it's really been wonderful to have you with us. Gonna have to get too valedictory quite yet.
I think I've timed it perfectly too between campaigns for the new building.
Yeah.
Just squeezed right into the window.
Very good.
And out again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So is there anything else for us this evening?
That's
So
all
for
I could think of.
agenda, for the agenda, you're gonna just note that we're gonna discuss our annual budget request.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think
I want people to know that. I
yeah.
would be glad for people to know that that's what we're up to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And, you know, and at that point, maybe we will have had guidance from the town about budget requests and things like that. And there have been changes to the state aid legislation to accommodate, you know, libraries aren't open. They're not circulating items. They're not buying materials. And so there are, you know, they have been voting to make changes to accommodate all of those things. So we don't have to worry about meeting those requirements for certification for this fiscal year, which is good.
That's excellent to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
They, you know, everybody knows that this is an emergency. So,
great.
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Kate, thanks for putting those things up on the chat. That was really helpful.
Oh, good. Yeah, you can all put stuff in the chat when
Right.
we like to.
Kate, could I ask you to email me the stuff that you put up in the chat? Okay.
Well,
All right. That would be great.
We had one other agenda item. I was just
Oh.
looking, and that was library director salary increase.
Yes. And so I think now we're just going to lay low. So the Irving Library, they just did a salary study And their library assistants are now getting about $20 an hour. And the new director that they're hiring is getting a salary of $62,000 a year. And Irving has a brand new, beautiful building that just opened March 1st and is now closed. But they circulate about a third of the items that we do and have they don't even have a third of the programs that we do. But they did a salary study and they're sending me that salary study.
Mhm.
So that'll be a good piece of data to
That's
have.
great.
But I think we are not putting that on the agenda for this year's town meeting. Not in the middle of a pandemic.
No.
So, but we can, next year is another time we can see what's happening and we can continue to gather information in the meantime. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want us to drop it.
Right.
Just not to pick it up right now.
Right.
We'll
Right.
just-
No, I'm okay with not picking it up right now. This is really just an unprecedented thing that we're going through. And, people are worried about their health and the health and safety of their friends and families. And people are facing financial consequences that really were impossible to plan for.
Mhm.
So I'm I'm happy to be of service to the community, and I look forward to a time when this is all over.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all for us for tonight. So we will be adjourned. Looking forward to talking to y'all again in May on the 18th at our usual time. And thank you all so much for your service, and especially you, Mary.
Thank you,
Thank
Kate.
you. Thank you
Take care.
for
Thanks,
coming.
Mary Ann.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.